is quite important. Alright, so we're going through. I guess in the map you can kind of tell where the forests are. So there's the mountain, and then there's a bit of forest here. I don't know if we should actually just scale this cliff or not. I mean, you'd imagine we would tunnel through there probably if we're building a road. Although, if we tunnel through and get to the other side, there's another little hill here. Tunnel and bridge? Maybe you would like go halfway up, tunnel through, and then bridge across. Hey, look at this. I mean, the landscape will be much more enjoyable when we're in a minecart instead of walking. Everything is more scenic when you're not driving yourself. If you're just kind of riding and someone else is doing the driving. Alright, so back to plains and low hills. I'm gonna stick to the water here. And then all the way across. Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going. Still walking. It's such a big map. It's such a big map, and there's so much emptiness between the landmarks. I don't know about Minecraft, like there's so much nothing. There's so much emptiness. Alright, eventually, we get to the water, and we're still not done. We're still not done. We get all the way here to the water, and then across the water, over the horizon. Let me just start sprinting. Across the water, over the horizon, is a mushroom island. Isn't that crazy? Alright, so this is one of the destinations, and this is actually outside of the map, mostly. So the very edge of the map is there, and I put the map marker. Put the map marker here. So you can see that we're right on the edge of the map, and then the mushroom island starts. Those things they're so freakish. Look at these guys. And they have like black eyes. Isn't that crazy? That's like the scariest thing. Nightmare fuel. Alright, so we have a mushroom island here. It's pretty big. I have no idea what to do with the mushroom island. On the one hand, I want to do stuff here, but on the other hand, we might just keep it natural. It's also outside the map. I mean, if we keep the mushroom island mostly natural, then we can build a train station and a port, like in the water. Have like the station off the island and then bridge across to the island. And then most of the island can be, I don't know. Anyway, let's go back. So, flying backwards. And then we have to fly all the way back, all the way back. There's so much distance between stuff. Flying back, flying back, flying back. I can't see the torch. Okay, the torches are there. Flying, 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 flying. Super fast. And the torches are there. And until we get back to, where was the junction? There was a junction back here somewhere. And back to here. Land on the cow. So now we go this way. There's another village up here. Alright, let's get up this cliff. It's not... Is this interesting? It's not that interesting, is it? I guess if you use your imagination and imagine there are roads and minecart tracks spanning this territory. We do need to visit all these places before we... I mean, that's cool. Before we can figure out what to do or how we want to build this transport network. Again, like you just bridge over this stuff, isn't that cool? Cody says, I've never really seen a road in Minecraft before. Sounds cool to me. Have you played much Minecraft or do you watch other people? Very few people build roads because it's boring to build. I mean, it's great to travel on roads that other people have built. But building roads are boring. But when they're built, they're so much fun to just travel on. Like they look cool. They make traveling a lot easier because you bridge across stuff. But the act of building them is such a chore. I haven't touched it in many years. Okay, you haven't played Minecraft in a lot of years. Most people don't think to build roads because roads is just one of these things that are in the background and nobody appreciates. What's a good analogy? What is a good analogy that is not insulting? I mean, they're like janitors. I mean, people don't give that much respect to janitors, and then we look down at janitors as a low-skill, low-paying job. But once you don't have janitors, then things get really crappy, literally, because nobody cleans the toilets and everything is crappy. It's like that. like or sewers. Nobody appreciates sewers until they start working, and then everything gets crappy. Again, everything gets crappy once the sewers stop working. So roads is one of these things that nobody really respects and nobody really thinks about. But once you don't have them, then you notice they're missing. Okay, so this is the other quarter of the map, right? And this is mostly ocean up there, although there's a village that way, as you can see. There's a marker over there. So roads, I am a big advocate for building roads, but I do admit that the act of building roads is kind of boring. Because they're mostly the same, right? When you're building them, it's just a long strip of the same kind of thing. Although when the terrain is interesting, you build interesting bridges. But the road itself is not really the interesting part. It's more the terrain that it travels over. That's the interesting part. And so, you know, when you travel on the road, it's just so much fun. Like, we go on a road trip. People love going on road trips. Alright, so there's a village there, after all of that. Although as I do this, I do notice the mountains and rivers, and so there are plenty of opportunities for us to build interesting bridges along the way. I mean, like, a road that just goes out into the distance, just kind of leads over the horizon, and then you travel along it, and it brings you to interesting places. I mean, it's travel. Like, roads is traveling, and traveling is romantic, and you know, you just like the idea of it. But building roads is boring. Like, the act of building them is a huge chore. Alright, so here's another here. Well, I mean, the map markers are broken, but you can see on my hand where we are. So we're about there. So there was a village. So there's two villages there, and then a lot of nothing, and a village down here, and a lot of nothing, and then a mushroom island over there, and then there's a village here, and then there's more stuff up there too. Hold on, let me just keep walking, right? And we need names for all these places. I don't know. Figure it out. Hopefully the map markers come back soon. I don't know how long it is before they're gonna update the game again. Alright, it's nighttime. There's an igloo in this direction. Although it's more in that direction, but we have to travel on the land. Am I gonna spend 3 hours walking? I spent half an hour walking already. The entire 3 hours today might just be me walking around. Alright, so another little forest here. Is that... It's not brown, right? It's white. It's grey? Walking can help soothe the soul. Just walk on. Thanks, Cody. And the good thing is that we're not literally walking. It's the in-game character walking, so we don't get tired. Although, is it the tiredness that soothes the soul? Like, when you get tired, then you fall asleep. Maybe we can get on a treadmill while we play Minecraft, so we get both the exercise and the walking. What? Virtual reality treadmill. Wouldn't that be cool? There's a treadmill, and then you have virtual reality glasses, and you just... Okay, somebody patent that. No, I should patent that. No, don't copy my idea. Virtual reality glasses and a treadmill. And it'll be like those running games, like there are games where you just kind of run. Would that work? Would that sell for money? Will people pay money? Virtual reality treadmill. Or like virtual reality stationary cycles. And you might ask, well, why don't you just walk in the real world? Why would you virtually... Well, first of all, you can walk in exotic locations like the moon. Although it's not as interesting as you might think. The moon is actually kind of boring. It's just grey and grey. There is a snow bunny. I'm not sure that's how bunnies work. Do bunnies work in the snow? Anyway, so now we're in an ice biome over on this side. As we continue to follow the torches, virtual reality treadmill. But how would you change directions? I mean, the thing is, there are already some games that are quite well suited, like Minecraft and No Man's Sky. No Man's Sky. I still haven't bought it. Maybe I should buy it soon. Would you buy would you buy No Man's Sky at this point, or would it be just? I mean, it's not a good game. No Man's Sky virtual reality treadmill. I feel like it could work. Look at that. There's an ice field over there. Is that cool? So I guess if we're gonna build this minecart system, we should deliberately go see interesting things. I say it's kind of worth it if you know what you're going in for, says Bakoti. Well, that's the thing. I know what I'm going in for, and I feel like they need to discount it more before I want to buy it. Like if it's $10 or $15, I might buy it. If it's 20, it's a bit borderline for me. But No Man's Sky, they can't discount it that much because they lost so much money on the launch. A lot of people got discounts at the launch, and so they actually lost a whole lot of money at launch. So they can't afford to have a big discount. Because they're trying to fix it too. I don't know. Anyway, it's a different game. I mean, would you treadmill, if you put a virtual reality treadmill, Minecraft, I mean, it's not really interesting enough, is it? No Man's Sky and Minecraft is not really interesting enough for your virtual reality treadmill. Unless maybe if you condense it. What if... What if No Man's Sky had a lot fewer planets, but more diversity on each planet? Hey, there's a bear. Is that the noise bears make? I'm not sure if that's true. The bear is not interested in you or me. Alright, so we went all the way across to here, and there's an igloo, which you might think is not very interesting, but it is technically a built structure. Also, the entrance to the igloo, I think, is on the other side. Yeah, this is the entrance. It faces the wrong way. Alright, so you come all the way to glue, and there's snow on the frame. I didn't know that's how it worked. I thought the frame was a transparent block, but there is snow on top of the frame, right. So now we're here, and fairly close by, there is another village. So we got igloo, and then we have a village back there. What if you have a treadmill, virtual reality goggles, and then you go on those Chinese highways, and you're accelerated. So you're not walking, you're not going through at a walking pace. You're actually going at an accelerated pace. You follow a guy that plays No Man's Sky every day to this day on stream, Dakota. Is it interesting? Like watching somebody else play No Man's Sky? Like what if you like at walking speed, you're going at like 100 kilometers per hour on those Chinese highways, and you just travel from like, what if you like travel from Siberia to Spain, and you're on your treadmill every day? I feel like that would be interesting. It would be like a cross between Euro Truck Driver and a treadmill. And you exercise, but you're also touring the world. It's relaxing. I'm not hugely interested in it, but perhaps it just doesn't play it in an interesting way. No, I'm pretty sure No Man's Sky is not interesting. Based on every report I have read, No Man's Sky is not an interesting game. But it is relaxing. You just walk around and you look at stuff. I mean, you can do the same thing in Minecraft. You can just walk and walk and walk in Minecraft. And it won't be very interesting, but you can walk forever and it'll be different all the time. Is that guy stuck up? Is it? Wait, how did he get up there and why? There's no... Oh, there is a ladder here, okay. I don't think he can get down again. Look, the AI is glitching out, look at that. I'm pretty sure he's trying to go down there, but the AI can't figure it out, and so he's just walking around in circles above the location. Alright, well, Minecraft AI. Okay, so now we have to fly back, because there's nothing else in this direction. So we have to follow the torches. all the way back. That's a dead end that way. Well, not a dead end, but there's no more structures that way. I wish the markers weren't broken. It'd be so much more interesting. These maps would be much more interesting if the markers actually worked. But we're going to fly back. In fact, I can probably like shortcut in this direction. I can get back to the torches again. Okay, here we are. So we're back at this village, and I think we have to go all the way back to the spawn point for the next thing. They seem to have fixed some other bugs from before though. The last time I played, which is when I made these maps, there was a rendering glitch where chunks would not render sometimes. I haven't encountered any of that problem. I mean, imagine going to the gym, putting on virtual reality goggles, getting on the treadmill, and you're just traveling through the most scenic places on Earth. Okay, we're back here, and then we have to go back this way. Alright, so we're back at the start. We're back at the twin villages. And actually from the air, you can see there are actually two distinct villages. The roads don't join up. There's a gap in the middle. Alright, and then all the way back at the spawn points. So from the spawn point, there's a thing in this direction, another village this way.